hope the voice is clear from here, and we are not using mic, lapel mic.
Yes. Seven.
Seven. This time is a little bit slow. That was Sean Teasel with Shirley, and this is the Vintage Talk Show with the Fudge and friends. Welcome this morning, the 12th day of April 2025. Wherever you are listening to us or watching us on YouTube or Facebook, you are welcome to the Vintage Talk Show. I'm your anchor for this hopefully intriguing and interesting episode of the show. My name is Femi Akintunde-Johnson. My friends call me Fudge. Well, today I'm lucky. I'm surrounded by women. The boys have refused to come on time. Let me introduce one that is closest to me. This morning, the dark and lovely Esi-Ìfẹ Arogundade. Are you good this morning?
Yes, I am good.
Uh, what do you wish our, our listeners?
Good morning to everybody. Welcome to a
Esi-Ìfẹ,
lovely, a beautiful day.
yeah.
Stay with us all through as we give you everything that we have for you. Enjoy with us.
Enjoy with us. That's the advice of Esi-Ìfẹ. It's gonna be lovely today. So, what do we expect on the Vintage Talk Show this morning? We will hopefully have usual delicacies, so to speak, entertainment news, reviews of newspaper headlines, and of course, Niger trends. And hopefully, let's rewind. music of yesteryears. As usual on the Vintage Talk Show, we talk truth to power and shine light on dark spots. Yes, let's start with. Let me see what we can do. Let's start with Jore or Jore or Jo. I assume it's Yoruba. If it is English, Jo. We have never heard that before. Anyway, that's Adekunle Gold and Keys Daniel. Hello, Mr. T. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning,
Good
sir.
morning.
I'm on air for the moment. I'll come back to you.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Well, let's start with a quote for the week. And I'm happy this my friend has showed up because one of the things I wanted to run by him. He says, "An old broom knows the corners. An old broom knows the corners." You know, what do you want to teach Mr. T about broadcasting? About He's an old broom who knows all the corners of broadcasting and mass communication. Good morning, Mr. T.
Good morning, Fudge.
I'm sure I'm happy. I'm happy you didn't hear the introduction.
I heard you. It flipped out. I monitored on the Facebook. Good morning.
Okay.
I
Good
I
morning.
heard you. Thanks for that. And I always tell a lot of people that the only few people I know whose pen speak rather than their voices. Fudge is one of them. Oh God. Good morning.
Oh,
I'm
good
happy to
morning,
be
sir.
here.
Thank
Morning.
you. You're
Morning.
welcome. So the
Thank
word
you.
says an old broom knows the corners. That means experience is invaluable. You can't joke with
Hmm.
experience. You know. So if you want the best of broadcasting, see people like Tokunbo Ojekunle. You're welcome
Ah,
this morning.
ah,
I'm giving you
thank
free
you so
promo.
much. I appreciate. Yeah, I was going to say that. So that's. I appreciate it. No commercials attached. Nothing. It's just friendship. I appreciate that.
No invoice.
Thank you so
No
much.
invoice. Yeah, yeah. You can't joke with experience. That is why you say you want to set up a team of young guys, young talented guys. They are still young. They will run into inconsistencies and problems. So you need to mingle them with experience because an old broom knows the corners. Mhm. Another old broom has shown up. Good morning, Alex.
Good
Good
morning,
morning,
sir.
Alex.
Morning,
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 Alex.
morning, sir.
Can you try and speak up a little?
Oh dear. Yes, sir. Let me check
Okay,
the audio on this.
okay.
Esi-Ìfẹ,
I'm
good
going back
morning.
on.
Good morning, Mr. T.
I missed that. Sorry.
I'm going back on live, Alex. We sort out your issue. I will introduce you during the course of that. Now let's do some fact checking of general strange news or strange information, what you call knowledge boosters. You might have heard when they say, "Do you know that bats do not urinate?" Mm.
Hmm.
Do you know that bats do not urinate? We did our fact checking. Now we found out it is true. It is true. So all you do all those things that fall on our heads sometimes, on our cars and all that. The birds don't produce liquid urine like mammals, and I'm meaning you and I. Instead they excrete nitrogenous waste as uric acid, which is a white paste mixed with their feces. This is why bird droppings look the way they do. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
So their piss and their feces is, is in that paste.
But
As some people, I
that
don't know
is
whether it's
true.
mythology. They will say if you fall on your head or fall somewhere, it's good luck.
It's good luck. they ask
I
you.
got a good
They ask
luck.
you to rub it on your head. Yeah.
They ask you to rub it on your head. Okay, it's a pleasure to welcome this morning now analyst and co-anchor Alex Ogundadegbe. Good morning, Alex. Alex, don't start to. We
No,
can't hear
he's
him
not. He
again.
doesn't know. Audio. Tell me, it's muted. It's
You are
muted.
muted. It's not muted though. It's just he has changed his voice, whatever he's using for his voice.
Hello, can you hear me now?
We can
Yes, I
hear
can
you
hear
now.
you lower than when I complained.
Is it better now?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
slightly better. Say your good morning, my dear.
Yeah, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to be here.
Okay. That's the voice of Alex, somewhere between the borders of Lagos and Ogun State. You know, I have to increase the volume. Mhm. And Mr. T is very loud, so it might just be okay.
Okay, can I
We've,
come down?
yes, come down a bit. Your voice is steering the channels.
I'm very high. Don't know why you can't hear me clearly.
Yeah, you are good now. I've increased the volume here, so just maintain. It's Mr. T that needs to step down a bit.
Is this better now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Somebody has
At least,
miraculously nobody.
at least
Okay.
we can know how to operate that.
Yeah, and at least you have to leave me alone. This one, I'm going back on it. And then, yes, it's been interesting. That's an inside joke. That's what I'm laughing at. Don't mind Mr. T. He's getting the hang of it. Anyway, we always defer to senior citizens. It's not easy. Their eyes have seen. Anyway, let's start. Remember, you can join us on this talk show anywhere at any point in time you want to contribute your views. Please call us 0913 697 3485. I take that again 0913 697 3485. And if you feel like using SMS or WhatsApp, the number is 0810 713 7559 0810 713 7559. That's WhatsApp only, your SMS. Let's go straight into entertainment news with Esi-Ìfẹ. Esi-Ìfẹ,
Yes.
shoot.
Censorship drama at Kano Zoo. The Kano State Film and Censorship Board has shut down a playground inside the Kano Zoo
Hmm.
after a man and woman were caught dancing in a way deemed indecent and against Hausa culture during the Salah festivities. The Isba board's undercover officers raised the alarm, leading to a swift clampdown. Equipment was seized, the woman arrested, and the man, still on the run, talked about dance turning into drama.
Indeed. Indeed. Well, what can I say? When you're in Rome, behave like Romans. If you want to dance lasciviously, come to Lagos or River State.
Some people are
Oh,
going to
we
respond to that.
Yes, now we see people. Is it in Lagos? You have strip clubs and all that. Lagos is the entertainment hub, so it takes all. Don't you hear everybody say Kokbole, Okbole, all sorts.
And, and
Okay,
as a matter of fact, Fudge, you will find them
yes.
join you. They don't even know why you are dancing in Lagos. We just join you. Everybody, everybody yes, Josie.
That's the reason they call it Lagos for show. So we are more accommodating. There's no his bar. It doesn't mean that you should not be decent about it. You can't dance around naked. They will take you to somewhere
Mm.
in Ogun State, very close to Lagos. It's called Aro Mental Hospital. You may end up there. Okay, Esi-Ìfẹ,
Yes.
we have we have even just started. Today
Yes.
we are loaded. Let's go.
Joy Raimi is Miss World Nigeria 2025. It's a crown well deserved. Joy Raimi Mojisola, 24, representing Osun State, has just been crowned Miss World Nigeria 2025.
Hmm.
She beat 36 other contestants and now heads to India in May to fly Nigeria's flag at the Global Miss World pageant, Osun to the World.
Hmm. Is that where you're from?
Yes, so
Okay.
congrats to us.
Ocean to the
Oh,
world.
you to the world.
Yes, so
Okay. We wish her all the best for people who like such things. Uh, good. I'm being careful here. So before you say
You are not careful. You are not being careful. It was too loud.
ah, I'm sorry. There are people who love it. I mean, it's like football. Everybody in my house likes football. So it's people who love it. You can't stop me that I love it. So I can't stop them that love it. Okay. So congratulations, Joy Raimi Mojisola. She has a very nice name for entertainment. JRM, Joy, Rahimi, Mojis. They will just turn it to something else. Mojizo, or something.
but but that wouldn't feel. It wouldn't feel it wouldn't feel the effect of the pageant. They
No, no,
expect to
no.
be nice, civil, quiet, not
No, no,
ranky, and
no,
not
no.
not
I'm talking about
rarish, not rarish.
the
I'm
main
talking
issue
about
is about the
post
pageants.
pageantry. Hey, what did you say?
Old one.
I was saying, you know what the main contention about the pageants is? The swimsuit
Mm.
session. People have
Yeah,
Uh,
it's
that's
criticized
that's why I say for those who like it. I don't. You're already complaining already, Pastor. Eh? Since it's
that.
already,
So,
you know, but it's okay. Okay. I remember before I left, when I was in NYC camp, I was PRO something something, and we did a pageant. I even travel. Oh, we can do stupid things. So, endangered my life from Lagos going to Akure. Seeking sponsorship and all that, and it was a very successful show. Miss Ondo State NYC and all that stuff. And our women were very enthusiastic about it. Although
hmm
the prices were miserable, but it was fun. We had fun doing it. Oh my. Okay, let's move on. Let's go on. Because today is just laughter, what they call laughter matters today.
Ali Baba spills society's secrets. Veteran comedian Ali Baba just dropped a jaw dropper on a podcast. He
I
claims to
like
have
that.
caught several wives of his elite friends, yes, wives, sneaking around with powerful politicians and governors. He says it's been a regular eye opener visiting certain government houses. According to him, I greet them and move on. High society, low morals.
Low morals. We should ask Ali Baba. We should ask Ali Baba. Is he doing wife searching?
Exactly.
What is
That was what happened. It was what got to me. I wanted to raise that, Fudge. Ask him, is he in search
how
of something?
How many Eli's wife does he know? I see many
I think
anyway.
he's trying to repackage himself and play a role of a social critic somewhat. You hear
Yeah,
him comment on several issues on air these days.
Mm.
yeah. I think he had a podcast and all that. But really, going to the core of the statement, it's a it's a stain on our family
Values.
family values. That it's not as if they are secretary or they are protocol officers there or they are some kind of staff. working with
Mm,
this governor. If they are
mm,
soliciting, looking for patronage, that's very sad. That's very sad. So I just want I'm about to go a little step forward and mention names so that we can start shaming them. And I'll help her. I mean, I will help him escalate it and amplify it. Because we don't shame them, they do continue. So it's like it's so nueku. They're just keeping it inside, and everybody
mhm.
thinks they go on and all that. We need to name and shame. Maybe it will have some kind of impact in addressing the immorality. You know. Well, there we have Nigeria for you. Okay.
RMD's radio voice is Lagos. The much anticipated film Radio Voice premiered in Lagos over the weekend. Produced by RMD Productions and directed by Isioma Osaje, the film tells the emotional story of a beloved radio presenter battling inner struggles behind the mic. It's heartfelt, powerful, and hits cinemas nationwide from 11th April. Radio never sounded so deep.
Did you watch it? Were you invited? Enjoy what you are doing. did Richard invite you, or did you watch something? Did you listen to the
But you
voice?
know something, Paj? That the lines Esi-Ìfẹ read were the lines that resonates in most broadcasters' mind. A small place we
Okay.
had a talk about this about a few days ago, and we're also eager to watch it because actually it captured the realities then and now. Your
Mm,
mother passes on overnight, and you have to run to station the following morning. You know, and you really have to
yeah.
sound well and good. And when you leave the place, you're going to rush home to move mom to the mortuary. You
Mm,
know, different things like that. They are actually very, so we are all eager to see. I went through that and you are reading the news and the guns trotters are everywhere. And they stand
yeah.
by
Yeah.
you and say, finish that news. Don't take this one. This is what you take. There
Mm,
are really gory things, very gory. I really hope they will capture it deeply because the story
yeah.
has to be told. Because right now, radio performances, so to speak, with due respect, not too high up. That's true.
Mm, mm,
Yeah.
mm,
We, it will be interesting to see the new
Yeah,
angle that
yeah,
yeah.
R&Bs will bring
absolutely.
to movie production. We don't, these are things we don't talk about and we don't
Yeah.
notice.
It's very, very rare, very
And it's
rare storyline.
affecting.
Very
It's
different story.
affecting it. I really can't wait. Yeah, I can wait.
Okay. I can't wait. Well, whenever I come back, I'm not watching any.
Already, so we should
I'll,
all go and watch
yeah,
this
I'll wait.
cinemas.
I'll wait.
That is innovative.
You wait.
I'll wait. Netflix is there. I'll wait till you get the Netflix. You can go to cinema. I don't come and give headache. I'll
No, we
wait.
don't need to go. Soon it will be out on other channel, other supports. We're watching
Platforms,
other
yeah.
supports.
Okay.
Iyabo Ojo's Labake Olododo
Mm,
reigns at the box office. Move over Disney. Nollywood's Labake Olododo just smashed the Nigerian box office with 50.5 million naira in its opening weekend.
mm,
The epic Yoruba drama, starring Toyin Abraham, Ibrahim Chatta, and Iyabo Ojo herself, outperformed global hits. With themes of royalty, betrayal, and power, this one's already a fan favorite.
Mm.
mm.
3 point something million, you called it, and you're asking
Yeah.
Disney to move over that money. I'm not sure.
Well, they are talking about Nigeria now.
Okay.
This is taking over in
I think
Lagos,
yeah,
Abuja, and everywhere.
Nigeria.
Is a
Yeah.
we are talking. We don't loud it, as they say. Don't let Trump hear. This is just a tiwa kind of something. We are just doing shakara here, not we
Oh
are not
my
going
God.
global. You know, uh, I understand 50 million is a record.
Yes.
It is
But like,
in a
50
week.
million in one day, not a week, a day.
One day. Sorry, in one day. Yeah, it's a
A
record
day.
in one day.
We'll give them
Yeah,
their props.
it's the opening weekend. So give them their flowers though. Is
They deserve the
and
flowers.
the afefe yeah kuku peke that the woman did before the show. It's good that when you work hard, you
The
get reward. Though.
the promotional drives were very heavy. Yeah, I
It
think
was
they got
something
it
else.
right. They got it
It
right.
was some
Yeah.
okay. Good for her.
Davido says no more cheating. Afrobeat superstar Davido is turning a new leaf. In a Tell All podcast,
Oh
the
God.
singer says he's done with cheating, citing lessons learned from his past and even from his polygamous uncles. With 5 kids by 4 women, Davido now wants peace, not drama. I'm not cheating again, he said. Bold words from OBO himself.
Really bold words.
So,
Mm.
Well,
He who
it's
Original
nice
feels
to
it
bastard
have.
knows it.
money
He who
again.
feels it knows it.
Mm,
Yeah.
well, it's easier said than done. The problem is, if it's in the DNA, it's easier said than done. If it's not easy, a young man, well educated, loaded from birth, and then loading himself up again, and then what attracts, what's like what they call sugar to ants or honey to ant. I don't know if honey likes ants like honey, but
Auntie don't like honey.
sugar to ants. Ah,
Hmm.
that's money to money to some women. So I don't know. I don't know. I want to say amen to his prayer, but it's a long thing. It's a long thing. Mm. 5 children from 4 women. May we be able to stop at that? You know, you
But
know.
Fudge, the day you realize that something is wrong and you deeply look into it probably could be a turning point along the learning curve.
I hear you. I hear you, sir. It's just that you can determine and decide in your mind that you don't want to cheat, and cheating comes to you.
Hmm.
Cheating works on its own feet to you and start prodding you. Kilo Ishiyama, wake up, you know, wake up, you know. You can carry your body, you know.
Hmm. It's true.
Yeah, but wish him all the best, that he can keep to his resolution, and there will no need for restitution. Good luck. OBO. Shall we go on? Oh,
yeah,
oh,
don't.
we are done. Oh, well, we, I don't know that we should have stopped on cheating. And anyway, it's a resolution. We wish him all the best. And we take a short break and come back with the headline reviews. Let's start with Finesse. Finesse by Fields featuring BNXN. Buju. Hey, that was good. Molara is not around.
I was going to ask. And
So,
sorry, I'm trying to adjust this.
let me type this and send to you. Ta ló ń dín nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn? Eh, ó ga o. This is nonsense. They broke your business. So. We are back shortly. 10 seconds. We have a 2 minute advert. A bit commercial, as they say on radio.
2 minutes.
It's incredible.
That's
That's a heavy
that's so
bill. I mean, Alex, yeah.
What did you
that's a
say?
bit long. I said that's long. 2 minutes.
That's
Yeah,
quite long. Two
it's a
minutes,
heavy bill.
six.
Yeah, very heavy bill. Say 2 minutes. We thank God.
We thank God, though.
Hmm.
Chairman entered. Okay, that must be Mr. T.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't. Am I okay from your end?
Very okay. Just leave everything as it is. You are very okay. Video, audio, everything is good.
Then it's my camera then.
You are good. Camera wise,
Okay.
audio wise,
Okay.
you are good.
All
Don't
right.
touch anything.
Okay, I shouldn't touch. Touch those. Once I touch like this, everything is gone. In fact, you will also go if I touch this thing. You just found.
Don't touch anything. Okay, we are back. Well, it's time to look at the cover stories of Nigeria's major newspapers. We'll start with the Punch, Saturday Punch. An elite Gadagba with the story Resurgent terror attacks unsettle North. Terrorists sack 250 communities, thousands displaced. How bandits replace imams and flog residents, says a local government official. We are back. Oh, they are back.
Wasn't the NSA reviewing that during the week? Was it this week or last week where he was giving us percentages and saying there's been a reduction?
Yeah, that was before the resurgence. I think the statistics is about a month old or some weeks old because they actually rescued a lot of people, including the former DG of NYSC, quite a
NYC.
number of
Yeah.
But for the
police.
DG of NYSC, is rescued the right word? I understand that ransom exchanged hands.
Anyway, I understand it's a rescue. I don't know.
It's both ways. It's both ways. Because we are
I
lucky they even released him because what they do, they collect this ransom, and at the end of the day, they still slaughter these people. Sorry, my language.
yeah, I
So
don't know that.
it's both ways. It's quite a sad development, though. And I read
Yeah.
somewhere some people are even advising presidency. Don't you think you should declare a state of emergency on security in those areas?
Yes.
And not make it political. I think something has to be sternly done. That's my belief.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's been long standing. It's been long. Especially this Zamfara, uh, Borno axis and all that. It's
Borno,
been long.
Zamfara is a hotbed for that. Uh,
Yeah.
hmm,
How they are
maybe
still able to
because of the
govern?
gold. Maybe
They're
because
still
of
able
the
to
gold.
govern because of the gold. Hmm.
hmm. It's a gold.
Wow.
It's a
Wow.
gold.
Well,
They now they run a country on their own now. When they've taken over Imam's position, governors should be
you know,
getting ready. I am not spelling bad light, but we've got to wake up.
they appoint their own imams, and
Yes.
flog people anyhow. Wow. It reminds me of the Taliban when they started in Afghanistan, taking up spaces and districts and all that. We got to do something about it, Mr. President. We have to scale up. I
And
saw the
months
governor
ago,
chatting up with his head last week. I mean, this week, because of the resurgence, and he was complaining about the same thing.
Hmm.
the leadership in Niger Republic accused us of harboring terrorists and terrorism. I don't know if
Hmm.
that happened some months back. And the National Assembly promised to investigate those claims, but we haven't heard anything since then.
There's some. I like this punch cover. Uh, well, we've handed the matter, this terror issue, to the proper authorities. Let's scavenge around the cover of Saturday Punch. They have quite some interesting Saturday story. One
Hmm.
says, "Real reason, mom chose our course and got into heavy debt." This is said by University of Ibadan's first class twin graduates.
Hmm.
First class twin graduates. Two of them. They had loads of prizes and trophies to show for it.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. You know, it's a very interesting thing, especially
It's
for
really,
people like us who father twins. So we know the joy of such a double promotion or double
when
achievement. It's
double
a great thing.
success is coming. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a great. Then here is this story.
By the way, we
Police
say
using,
congratulations to that person, though, to the twins.
yes,
They should
especially
keep it
their
up.
mother,
Their
especially their
mother,
mother,
yeah.
because the father is not mentioned here, so there must be a single mother. Uh, I hope it's not a deadbeat father, but there's a single
Hmm.
mother, a mother who cared so much, ran into death, so that they can
Yeah.
pursue their ambition.
Hmm.
It's a
Wow.
fantastic piece of news. Congratulations to the family. Now to this story. This is a very, yeah. When you say when something is too much, when the pain is too much, you start laughing. When he has passed crying, you start laughing.
Henry,
This
yeah.
story, this story says police using my stolen car for patrol since 2015.
I saw that. I saw
Says
that. I saw that
so
story online. Oh, come on. I couldn't believe it.
it's a police has been using this car that was stolen for patrol since 2015. Uh, 3-year-old man. Who is the intruder that is distorting our sound? It must be Akindamola. Akin, good morning. Akindamola.
Good morning,
Adeboye, good
everybody.
morning.
Good
Do
morning.
something to your system. You are cracking up the airwaves.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a
Maybe you go
reverb
out
from
and
your end.
come back.
Okay.
So we don't turn you into a skunk. That comes in and everywhere is smelling.
I said it earlier. They talk
I
with
hope
their
you didn't hear
pens.
that. I hope you didn't hear that.
They talk with their
Okay.
parents.
But that
Innuendos everywhere. Oh, come
story
on.
we're laughing over, it's not funny. Oh. How can
It's
you
not
Yeah.
funny.
take someone's car and
It's
be
not funny.
using it for patrol?
Mm,
It's a terrible.
it
You take
is.
somebody's. Okay, you was stolen. Uh, hey my. Okay, Akindamola, I think what you do is when you're not talking, mute your microphone so that maybe that will help. So when you want to talk, you can. Okay, I think it works. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
so I mean, the car was stolen. They found it. Thank God for little messes. Now give it to the owner. He said you are doing further investigation, and now you are using it to patrol. Oh my! Oh, it's so sad. It's so sad.
It's a really sad case. It's a sad case.
Hmm.
It
It's
is
so
sad.
sad.
Ah.
Okay. One last story from Saturday Punch, and then we leave. This one says Jakpada. Nigerians abroad return home amid dashed expectations. And then some of the returnees explain why they were coming back.
Mm.
They are Jakpadaing. Well, I don't blame them. Yoruba people say, "Tiwaju ba se lo, eyan se pada si." If you can go forward, you move backward. It's a very sensible thing to do.
Mm.
If you jackpot and they want to buy you, then you pada. It's a very simple thing. So nobody should look down on them or make fun of them.
No.
Mm,
No.
it's, it's
They took a high risk. It was a
yeah,
risky venture and very expensive venture. So many people sold lands. So many people sold houses, properties. Some went out
yeah.
borrowing, thinking that when they land in the Japa country, they will work small time and begin to send the money that they borrowed back. The stories could be different in every way. It's again, as I said, it's a learning curve for everybody because right now I can tell you of almost 10 people I know who are ready to also take the leap in the next few days. So as they
Mm.
are jackpot dying, a lot more are doing the jackpot thing. Yeah, they're still doing it.
And some will be making it. I don't
True,
think all will be
true.
jackpot. Some will be making. I was watching the video. Someone was complaining about. He went to visit somebody and they wanted to take picture of them eating and all that. And they said, no, 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 don't take picture, don't take picture. We are not on social media. We don't want people at home to see us, to see that we are enjoying.
We enjoy it.
Then the bills will start coming up, and then the others will be rushing down. That they don't want too
Requests
much.
and demands will start coming. You'll be asking
Oh
for
man!
things here and there.
As far as it is, it says there's this other story. It's a very sad commentary on, especially on the issue of family and morality and all that. It's also on the page of Punch. The pack a Punch today. It says
Mm.
inside sizzling tales of Nigeria's gyms turned hookup hotbeds. There are gyms that we our people go to,
Oh,
women, men, and it has become something else. That is now an excuse for sexual immorality.
mm.
And they had a very extensive story, covered faces, but you could see pictures, pictorials, confessions or testimonials, and all that. Uh, anyway, I'm not ashamed to say I've never been to a gym. I know one or two there. And so I really don't know. I can't speak. I don't know whether Akin has been there. He doesn't look like someone who gyms. Alex, I'm sure has never been.
Incidentally, I have. In my
Hey,
younger years, I was a martial artist. I did
hey,
Oh,
yeah.
taekwondo.
wow.
I did
Yeah.
No, we're
taekwondo
not.
up to a
We're
certain
not talking
level.
about ancient history. We're not talking about ancient history.
Good morning, Ifa. Good morning, everybody. Well,
Good
it's
morning,
I
Akindamola.
think it's just the trend is just coming to the fore now, but it has been there right from day one. So it's
Mm.
because just new gyms are being established.
Okay.
Bigger franchises are being established every day now. We have one in Bagada there. Max is there. Gym just came in, and very big place, and so that is why maybe it is noticeable now. But gym has always been a hookup place right from time. So I can say that. I can say that.
Eh?
Yes, it
Okay, so
has. Yeah,
wow.
gym is like a place everybody congregates. I mean, both sexes. And when both
And,
sexes
and
congregate, you have people that want to take advantage of that to sell their market, so to
Mm-hmm.
speak. Hmm.
To sell their
and
So
market.
the dress code, the dress code is also inviting. Is also inviting to such things. Hmm. I understand. I
But
understand.
Fudge,
Coming from
you can't wear agbada to go and do gym.
that's
Mm,
what I'm saying now. The dress code also enhances,
that's the
familiarity
attraction.
in,
That's really the attraction, I think. Yeah. The shapes that
intensity,
come
the
out at the end
lean
of
and
the
the
day.
hands up and all that. Yes, nothing is hidden, so to speak. And then when you
Uh,
watch all those instructors carrying their legs up and down,
No,
I said, somebody's wife, somebody's wife, you're carrying the leg, pushing it, pressing it. Yeah.
and the instructor will be
And
assisting,
it's usually the opposite sex. Usually the opposite sex. And he'll be doing things that
you
even
know,
the husband cannot attempt. Ah, uh,
but you know something. This thing is a culture that probably started way back. It's just probably getting enlarged, just as he said earlier.
yeah,
Because you remember that people were very crazy in quotes about going for massages. Having they just rush there. I want to have a massage. I want to have a massage, and honestly, yeah. And I've had cases of even the people who, what do you call them, by the way, who handle those things. Also, yeah, they also get infused along the line, and
well,
it's a cultural thing and
sorry to
habit.
cut you, but we must know that there are two kinds of massages.
Yeah.
I'll just stop there. I don't want to be too graphic. There are two
Okay.
kinds of massages.
Okay.
So we really have to know which kind the
Yeah.
I
person
don't
is
even know the two
talking
kinds, yeah. Without being explicit. I don't understand, Alex, this morning. You know all these two kinds of massages. Is it not to rub the body? And you will not. They will cover you with towels and all that, and they will
about.
rub different
Yeah,
parts of the body.
but sometimes it can go to the extreme, you know.
Oh,
That's no longer
okay.
massage. That's hook up.
That's not
That's
massage,
not.
oh.
no,
That's
no,
no
no.
longer massage.
No. It's massage until when it comes to the end. They call it happy ending. I believe, Alex.
It,
Yeah,
it,
that I think he understands what I'm talking about.
Aki,
And
Aki,
I
and
need I
Alex.
need to tell you a short
Aki,
story,
you
about
know what I
this.
was
There was a popular journalist who saw a popular pastor on a Virgin Atlantic flight getting a massage. The pastor's well known all over Nigeria.
mhm.
And he and wondered, how can a pastor be allowing other women to
and
To
massage
touch
and
him,
him?
women too.
yeah.
You know?
Okay, Alex, we'll talk after the show, so I can get details. I want to be properly informed.
Wow, Fudge.
You want to know?
Fudge wants to write. He wants to document. He wants to
No,
document.
no, because you want to. I mean, if you go to a church where the pastor receives intensive massages like that, I need to check up and ask the pastor, Esther, does this,
Yes, sir.
Esther, is this okay? Oh my,
Yes, sir.
ask questions. So. Okay, let's
Yes,
leave
sir.
let's leave Alex
Yes, sir.
and
Let's
Aki
go on. Oh. Yes, sir. Let's
with
go
their
on.
stories, you know, with their behind the scenes stories. Let's go to Vanguard. Saturday Vanguard leads with um, of course, their Vanguard Awards, which has not much newsworthiness for us. How killer herdsmen spread to Niger Delta, seized Edo forest, flashpoints revealed, SOS to Okpeholo, the Edo governor. It's becoming. I mean, that's why you have the Uromi massacre, and since there are a lot of fear that the miscreants have taken over a lot of their forest. Uh, it's becoming disturbing. They are getting closer and closer. Ah, I fear, I
I
fear
do
for
not
Nigeria.
think, yeah, I do not think we've handled that Surumi case extensively and the way it should have been done. Because I must
No,
tell you this thing. I'm not going to frighten anybody, but I feel a reprisal in a different way. Something naughty will happen. Yeah, if it's not being handled well. Yeah, that's the truth. They asked for very
when we get
ridiculous things the other time. I don't want to talk about it on radio. They want to see what the victims look like. We know those things. I don't know. I really don't know what happened to them, and
Mr.
it's
T,
not.
we'll,
Yeah.
we'll talk extensively about it when you get to Niger Trends. I think it's one of the stories there, so that
Okay.
we do not preempt. I think they are working towards that resolution and getting the culprits. 14 already have been arrested. But let's move
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
to South Independent. Independent list with NYSC. Policymakers, all others differ on federal government's proposed 2 year service. Oh my. They want to turn it to 2 years. Let me read some riders there. It won't fix programs, systemic issues. Educationists say. Then second year should be optional. Some parents are campaigning. Minister lack capacity to manage sectorial issues, says an analyst. They're planning or they're thinking of turning NYSC from a 1 year program to 2 years. Does that make sense? Except they are using the second year for military training or paramilitary training and then doing agricultural service. They're going to farm and do all sorts of things that can provide food for the country. I don't see what they're doing, teaching and doing the same thing, going CDS, doing this and that. It's all, it's not, just like a playground thing.
No, well, fine. For me, I think it's beggars believe that this kind of policies can come out of of, of it from the government.
Sorry, Akin, we
I
can't hear you.
wonder
Okay.
who and who. I wonder who and who are driving these things. Are they really professionals, so to speak? Because it's something else when these kind of things come out and you see that it's not well thought out. There's no statistics backing it. Like someone said yesterday, okay, the NYC is for the youth and the youth that are graduates that are coming out of school. So how many of them do we have? So what can we drive them towards? And
Mm.
someone just sits down somewhere one day and feels he has the power to do and undo, like I always say, and just comes out with this and all of a sudden, and maybe it's a thing for distraction for us. I don't know because I can't wrap my head around it. two
Hmm.
years. Well, I never served it anyway, so I never served anyway because I saw it as a waste of time. Some people were actually reducing their age just to make the service here. I told them, for me, it's a waste of time. I better just go into the labor market, which unfortunately for me, 2 months
Yeah.
after I graduated, I entered into rather than for me to serve and waste the whole year doing what. And before I even graduated, I had been all over Nigeria, courtesy of student unionism and the Pegite club. So why should I say I would want me to experience? And I've experienced it already. So what else again? So it beggars believe that it can come out 2 years for them to do what? So someone can withhold their alawi and be spending it on building estate again. I don't know.
Well, our policymakers should put back on their thinking cap if they have. Let me ask Esi-Ìfẹ. Esi-Ìfẹ, you served, right?
No.
You do not serve.
Yes.
What happened?
I did part time.
Okay, part-time people don't serve.
Yes.
We have to go and serve. We have to find a way of
Uh,
going back and
haven't
serve.
they sorted?
Anyway,
I think they sorted that out,
I
or
thought
they had
so
it on the
too.
table. Yeah.
Anyway, I was going to ask her if she would have loved to go back one extra year. Anyway, thank you, gentlemen. I'm gonna go and take a break, and then we come back with the Niger trends. Here is Ashake featuring Olamide when there was a union. It's called Trabaye.
I've slept my life away.
Hmm?
I've slept my life away.
You slept your
My life away.
alone, you sleep your life away.
I say amen to that. Oh.
Amen.
She probably doesn't understand the gravity of those words.
At,
Especially on air. On Facebook air and YouTube air.
I'm so tired.
well,
I'm taking it back. I'm taking it back. I didn't sleep my life away.
Yeah, I can't tell anybody to do that.
Daddy, who?
My friend on Facebook.
It's not your friend.
Ma, just give me
Yeah,
context.
I'm not the one to say
It's not your
that.
mate.
Daddy, give me context.
The guy says he calls me Fudge. He calls me Fudge.
Who?
Akin.
Story goes.
Mm,
Best graduate. Massive best graduate. Best graduate student and master. The students in the period. Praise during communication. This will also give this much she has left one dead and another critically injured.
okay, I'm going back on there. Yes, we are still on the Vintage Talk Show with the Fudge and friends. Let's talk about the next issue, which is Niger trends, stories trending within the Nigerian space. And this is the time you can also join us, air your views, comments, and if you disagree with anything we have here, the number to call is 0913-697-3485. I repeat, 0913-697-3485. This is Niger Trend, and I still have with me here Mr. T, Alex Ogundadegbe, and Akindamola Adeboye. And of course, joining us right now is our teleprompter, uh, Tamil.
Excuse,
Tamil.
excuse me.
Tamil.
What is that?
Just the quote, the man that prompt us, but you just don't understand it, you know. Uh, Tamil, good morning.
Morning, good morning, good morning. I'm happy to be here. For the warm welcome, that is what I would say. Thank you for the warm welcome.
You're welcome.
Oh,
Can we start?
yes, yes. Okay.
Oh,
So,
I forgot to add. Beautiful lady,
yeah, thank you.
nice hair
Thank you.
this morning. What's happening? Are you good?
Hey,
Daddy. Oh God.
Now,
I just asked a question, simple question. Okay, let's move.
presidency apologizes over appointment list errors. We're sorry. That's the word from Asorok. The presidency has apologized after facing hits over a supposedly balanced list of political appointees released to counter claims of ethnic bias. But things backfired when glaring omissions, like the president's chief of staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, were spotted. Critics say this further proves an imbalance in Tinubu's appointments, especially against the Southeast. Presidential spokesman Sunday Dare admitted the list had errors and promised an updated version soon. The question now is, was this an honest mistake or political spin gone wrong?
Hmm.
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 We
The
too are sorry.
question speaks to what we've really been talking about. Is there really an imbalance? If you ask me, I think there is. I
Hmm.
think the Southeast has been disadvantaged. And I think there are more prominent positions, not looking at positions generally, but more prominent positions in the Southwest. Even Sunday Dari, when he brought out his list, admitted that the Southwest has 26%, and it's higher. He says he described it as being marginally higher than the rest. So, I mean, what are we saying?
The list showed 29 for Southwest, 36 or thereabout for Northeast. Southeast was quite small, like 16. South 2 was low, like low, early 20 something. No, the point
Hmm.
is a lot of things we are missing, including South. And this thing is the same issue that we have heard about what's that word they use? Uh, when when you're clannish, nepotism.
Nepotism.
Same thing that we
Nepotism.
accused Buhari about. Same thing we accused Jonathan about. Same thing. Every of those political governor, I mean, government through that period. I don't know whether you use blinkers. It's so embarrassing and so annoying. You just be hearing names of your people, names of your people. It happened in the Buhari thing, and you think, was this guy having a blinker? Why can't he not see? Federal character was turned upside down. Same thing here. They even did not. I mean, I wrote some names that I forgot now. They even didn't mention some 3 or 4 other names of Yoruba
Hmm.
extract who had good quality jobs, even though they have some of them have left, or some of them have been removed or replaced or pushed somewhere else. You know, but it's so skewed. It's so obviously, glaringly skewed. And how did they go to bed to sleep with it? I don't understand. And we live in the same country. I don't know. I don't know. So I think it's an embarrassment for Dari to come out to say a list that you have to say you are sorry to. You work in the same government and you forgot the most senior staff of the presidency. Yeah, you are working in the same presidency. It's just
Well,
laughable.
well,
You know?
well, for me, I think all same of the same. If the country was working, nobody will
Your
be
audio.
complaining.
Or is it normal?
No,
No,
it's not. I don't know. Akin's audio is very low.
It is. It's quite muffled as well.
okay. I
Maybe you should
said,
bring the device close to your mouth.
Yeah, move closer to it, please. Yeah. Oh,
can you hear me now?
yeah,
Very
better.
loud.
Hello.
Yes, better,
Yeah.
much better.
So yeah, like I said it's same of the same. If the country was working, nobody will be talking about any list. And it's like I also said the other time, it's also beggars believe that something as basic as just surfing the internet and bringing up a comprehensive and correct list of political appointees becomes something to be talked about again. So it's
Mm.
the country is not working. That's what people are saying because the common man is not feeling the impact of governance in his life. So you have to bring out a list to distract us again, so that what will happen. Because I don't know federal character. It has always been abused. So we should just get off our high horse and just face reality. It has always been abused. Who didn't abuse it? It has always been abused. So maybe
But it's got to stop.
it should just
I,
be expunged. Let the person work
Lucky,
with the kind of person he wants to work
expunged.
with. At least
Nah, it can't be expunged. No, it can't be expunged. It can't, because of the nature of our existence, nature
of
of
our
our.
nation.
Yes, it can be. It can be. We just have to call them out. For instance, the
Mm.
business of a staff of the presidency to be drawing up a list in counter to Senator Ndume's outburst. I mean,
Outburst.
it's
Yeah.
obvious that he was killed. It's obvious that Southwest was more
Mm.
advantaged,
Yeah. It
and
is.
you, you don't need to beat around that bush. What's important is to provide service. For instance, one of the arguments about Muslim presidency or candidacy is the fact that service delivery is more important than what kind of faith they hold, which is why Nigerians concord or sort of acceded. A lot of people still disputed that, you know, and all that. So, but they don't provide the service. That's why they have problems looking for lists and creating mistaken lists and all that. It's
Yes.
it's so it's so, so shameful.
You know
So
what I
shameful.
feel. What I feel is this. All submissions okay by me. Yeah, my concern though is this. Why would a whole government, make mistakes about making something public? Nobody sat down to do a check. Nobody sat down to do quality control. And that has always been
Embarrassing.
the problem. The problem I found out. You know how many times we drew up the education bill and how many times we submitted and pulled back again, even before the Senate. Those things worry me. I said, aren't we always prepared? We should always be prepared. Then, secondly, right, there are some people, with due respect, all they're waiting for are those appointments. Those
Hmm.
appointments are just what they're waiting for. And I'm telling you, whether you like it or not, believe some people have gone to a lot of extent we can't talk about just to make sure their names appear on the list. And that's the truth. Wherever they are from, people they just want to be there. Whatever portfolio, just put me there. I don't care anything. Just give me something. That's the thinking. And government should have known this and be ready for this kind of things. It's not. Yeah, I like the way he came out and said, "Oh, true. The list, he came out with some errors, okay, and we're taking it back and representing again or something." He admitted errors, but couldn't have been something be done to have
Avoid.
avoided those errors being on that papers. Because once you do that, then everything is suspicious. Right now, everything is suspicious. Bring a new list. You will still find a lot of people to complain about it. So why did you get it right in the first place? And all this, as you rightly said, let us look back at things. Are things really working? Yes, we need people in those places. We need ambassadors, okay, in those areas. We need them, okay, all right. But are we going to leave a lot of things just because these things aren't there? No, why? Pick the right people, as Pat said. But who are the right people? How do you identify the right people? The right people cannot be identified by people outside government. That's the truth. I've always said that. People outside government know the right people. They know who to. This man is good now. Put in education or something. They know all these things. But within, I don't know. Politics and all, we have to be careful. A lot of
The
things, just political spin, just as she read earlier. He's looking at this political spin, something spinning around politics. Why are you looking? No suspicion. Don't let us suspect things anymore. Just come up plain. These are the things. And don't release names until you are very certain. Don't release names now. What's the hurry now?
thank
I
you,
may
Mr.
be
T.
worked up today. What's the hurry? What's the
Can you
hurry?
repeat?
Thank you, Mr. T. The day I gave up on Nigeria is an argument a few years ago, some years ago, when they said it is not possible to send names of designate and minister designate with their portfolios because something might change. That means you pick people without knowing where they are going to serve. It's so appalling, so mind-boggling for me that you can't plan that. Alex is good with analysis. We will go and
Mm-hmm.
he will we'll put him in analytical ministry. Eh? Akindamola is good with making noise about security people. We put him in security affairs. You
Security
know,
things. That's true.
you know, you are
Nobody.
you attach portfolio because you have studied the antecedent of the designate, and then you put
I've
the
been
I
on.
mean put the names there. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. Let's.
This is the case of if I start to talk, my brother will no go rest. You know
Hey,
the song.
hey, well, you have a nice voice.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Want to give me an example? Do I know the song? Please just move to the next
I
story.
just meant this is a very, very hot topic. This is very, very.
Yes, it's annoying and embarrassing to make a list of your
It
own stuff.
is.
Are wrong,
It is.
you know. Because if they did the real list, the arguments would that Undume saying would be very obvious. So why are you trying to
Very.
do list? Please let's move on. Yeah.
Okay.
Number two.
Serap to FG. Reverse Idris Abdulkarim song ban or face court. Controversial protest music is back in the spotlight. The Socioeconomic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has issued a 48-hour ultimatum to the federal government and the National Broadcasting Commission to lift the ban on Idris Abdulkarim's song, Tell Your Papa. The NBC tagged it offensive, citing decency laws. But SERAP says it's an attack on free speech and has vowed legal action if the ban stays. Idris, known for speaking truth to power, hit hard at the government over poverty and poor governance in the track. So, are we protecting morals or silencing critics? I think the answer is very clear because half of the songs out there right now, you cannot say that they are against decency laws.
Have you
Has
listened to
anyone
the song?
listened to the song? Has anyone heard
No,
it?
let me not lie, I've not
I
heard
have
it.
not.
Uh,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have
yeah.
Not
not.
heard it.
I did, and I
Okay.
don't know why they are banning that song. I did. For me, someone is not thinking somewhere again because a song that I can easily go on my phone and stream or download. Idris will not make money
Mhm.
from the radio stations. It will make his money from the streams, and you are promoting the song by even banning it. Because
Because
if not for impunity, how can you come up with this kind of thing and you ban? And a portable sings and you don't ban. A Naira Mali sings and
I agree
you
with that
don't
point.
ban. I mean,
I agree.
it's absurd. You banned Idris Abdul Karim. Well, they promoted the man. I love that. I love that they promoted him the Nigerian way, because when you ban the song, people will want to listen to it and they will go a searching.
it's not,
And
it's
Mhm.
not
Mhm.
you cannot prevent me from searching for the song. You can't.
it's natural. I can assure them that immediately I leave the studio, I'm going to look for the song to
Me too.
listen
Me too.
because I
Oh,
just they did the same thing. They did the same foolish thing to when he did Jakpa, Jaga Jaga and something during the Obasanjo regime.
Oh, that fantastic song.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
what do you call speaking truth to
that
Nigeria
power?
Jaga
song,
Jaga. Nigeria
You know,
Jaga Jaga.
Obasanjo addressed it himself, you know, in his
He did.
very crude way. He said, "Your
Yeah.
life, jaga jaga, your family, jaga jaga,"
yeah,
and it
say
became
whatever
an
you want
issue.
to say. But is it the reality? It was a reality at that point in time. I don't know what
It was.
Idris has is. We will listen to it and hear and see, as Akin said, whether it's somebody's not thinking somewhere. But yeah, we can't play it here because it's been banned. But they haven't banned my phone. I want to listen. The, the thing is, you have just made the song popular. So sometimes, we were talking the other day that people do things and cause contrive controversy deliberately.
Mhm.
Maybe he has a friend somewhere in the commission that says, let's
Possibly.
ban this song so that this guy
Possibly.
can come up and all that stuff. I don't know. I'm just making
No,
talk about,
they didn't do that.
Be
talk
a
about,
very well planned
you
PR
know,
stunt.
because it's strange. What is he going to say? Is he going to abuse the president? He's not going to do that. He's going to say
But
things
I'm 50%
about
sure.
what is paying
Yeah.
anyone.
Yes, I'm 50% sure it has something to do with the state of Nigeria.
Of course it is. It's like
Mm.
telling the president's son to go and tell his father that this is what is happening and all that stuff. Anyway, I'm not paraphrasing the song. I've not listened.
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
snippets here and there. So I think Serap should go ahead, push the federal government. Let's see what will happen.
But this
I like all
48
this list
hour ultimatum, what's it going to do to them?
because they won't do anything for 48 hours. Even 72 hours, they won't say a word.
That's what I said. This 48 hours
And they're
ultimatum that
just
they're going to
waiting
give
for
to
them
them.
for Monday to go to court. It's just for them to. You have to make noise. You don't understand. All this thing is organized, scatter governance. You have to make noise. You have
When
to
you are
threaten
banning
them.
songs, when you are banning
Yeah.
songs, right? You want to look back to the days of Fela and Co. Okay,
Mm.
you want to look back to what happened to their songs. You want to look back to what happened to their releases and their fate after that. In a situation of this nature, Bond will be involved, Coulson will be involved, and what else will be involved? NBC will be involved.
NBC, yeah.
NBC's involvement is tell radio stations and TV stations not to use these things, okay? There are so many songs, explicit songs on air. It falls under the category of explicit songs. And as I speak to you, many radio stations still use these songs. Who
Yes.
owns the control? Who will control? Up until now, we do not know who controls those things. Effective control. Anybody listening will want to fight me if you're in that profession, right? But it starts from this level. Then the second and most important thing is a writer's song, is a person who writes songs, okay? Expect them to have innuendos. They capture what is on ground, they capture realities. If not for those songs of yesteryear, we wouldn't know about what happened to the history of even ordinary Lagos. I'm not using
Nigeria.
ordinary as yeah, as a lowdown for Lagos, a huge place. But it's the truth. When people release sort of, there are sometimes you just say, a smart person will say, well, don't turn your deaf ear as if you don't hear. They will play that song and they will go. After a while, they are tired of it. Let's move on.
That's it.
Because the attraction you have given that song now, the awareness is huge. Somebody said to
Well,
me that if you know how much that guy has made in the past few days because of that song,
Yes,
and he
sir.
continues to make.
That's why I'm
International
happy for
calls
him.
are coming for that song too now at the moment. So it's just like that. I think we need to grow. It's maturity. We honestly need to grow.
yeah, yeah, you're
That
right.
song has not solved security issues. It has not solved security issues in this country. Since morning we'll be talking about
And
security issues,
he has not threatened it. He
and they
has
are
not
not
threatened
threatening
it.
it.
Yeah.
Turn your
Okay.
deaf ear and listen. Bro.
Today we do Ilule Oko Sowo Lode, Ilule Oko Sowo Lode. We remember. Colentin will sing
Yes,
the song. We remember. Barrister will sing his own. Fella, of course, that's a
yeah,
perennial one. Remember, Orlando will sing. We'll go back to all these songs and
Orlando.
say, this is what happened in
Yeah,
84. This is what happened in
yeah,
90 something.
even
This is what
Yes,
happened
they're all
during the
historical.
after China in 20,
during the
20 something. You know?
yeah.
Ah, Um, anyway, let our policymakers and our band creators learn from experience. These things don't work. In individual stations, like for instance, the management of this station is very responsible, very serious. They blip all the profanities in the music they don't want to air. They block it up.
Mm-hmm.
So if we hear
Mm-hmm.
pump pump, get there. So they can pump that song because they're responsible. You know, and then you hear things, you hear some other songs that will escape through. You don't ban those ones. You know. Well, let's go. Let's just go on. The young man, he deserves it. He has been in the wilderness for some time, so this is a payday.
We should plenty money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Lasso best graduate bags 10 million naira from Governor Sanwo-Olu. It's raining rewards in Lagos. Miss Isioma Sibyl Nwosu, the best graduating student of LASU with a stellar CGPA of 4.93, has received a 10 million naira cash gift from Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu.
2.93.
The governor
Wow.
praised her academic brilliance during LASU's 28th convocation, urging others to emulate her excellence. Awards were also given to top Nigerians like NDLEA's Buba Marwa, ex-deputy governor Femi Pedro, etc. Someone emphasized education as the bedrock of national development. Is this enough motivation for Nigeria's young minds?
Oh,
Akinamala, please remember, mute your microphone,
yeah.
please, when you're not talking. Okay, Mr. T, you are saying?
Yeah, I think it is. Let me just start from the short beginning, making it very short. Yeah, as well. Now, there would be another winner next season or next academic session, right?
Yeah.
How much would that one be giving? 1 million naira. If it has to be
10
10
now.
million naira across board for all of them, make it 10 million naira. Anybody from this institution, yeah, please. Because the one that won last, I don't think they gave that person 10 million naira. That aside, okay. I like this particular idea. This suggestion is fine. This one I'm going to talk about is fine. And I want you to think about it. It's a detribalized choice.
Yeah. Very
It's
much
a
so. That's
detribalized choice.
my
That
first
lady,
reaction.
D square, 4 point, what did you say? 93?
93, yes,
9-3, yeah.
4.93.
Yeah. That lady did score that. It is a huge profit, success for her. And we did not say, or Lagos didn't say that, it's not Yoruba.
Yeah.
They didn't write that. They didn't write on that note. They still did it. For me, it's great. Okay. Now, does money now answer um, their problems? Maybe not. Maybe yes. Because somehow along the line, somebody who's young and coming out of school now has 10 million naira to start something with. Big job. Nice one. But after that, okay, what other motivations do we have for these people? She's not the only one. Others did well too. She was only the best of the choices.
I was
And
thinking
yeah,
that.
based on open scores. So we have to be able to give something for them because somebody who's very close to that position as well also needs a pat on the back. So government will say, institutions, please join us. Entrepreneurs, please join us. We want to be able to give something to these children, to these students when they are stepping out. That's you need to widen it and have a body set for that. Because yes, I said something last week, I think day before yesterday, somewhere else, that when the lizard jumps from from the top of the Mapo Hall and lands, he looks around, nobody claps for it. He's going to give himself a nod. These guys need to be applauded in this thick and thin situation where education is tough, where the standards they say are falling low. Somebody is making 4.93.
Mr. T,
I think so.
remember the resources of government is not limitless. One.
Yeah.
Number number two, the more important thing is to make the environment conducive for everyone,
Conducive.
especially those who are entering labor markets to have a foothold. So it's important that we have some kind of a holistic approach to providing employment opportunities and some kind of system that will regard and reward excellence as a general ethos. So, giving everyone that has maybe above 4 point something some some money, the government will run out of cash. Oh. You
I think
run out of
No,
resources.
I wasn't saying that way. Oh, Fudge. Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead, please. Land. Yeah, land.
I think what government has done is to showcase this brilliance of this lady and to encourage others to support such achievements and make it like some kind of a ritual that people who excel
Yeah.
excellently well are well rewarded with some substantial amount that can help them stabilize and further their education or enter the market with some kind of leverage. You know, it's a great thing. And I like the fact that she's a detribalized gesture, as you said, and that the governor is leading in that area. We've heard some other places they will say they give them 500,000, 1 million, things that can't really do much for them. But
Yeah.
this is substantial, fairly substantial.
Is
Uh,
this the answer?
we encourage such things, and then our well-heeled the Nigerian citizens who are also of like mind to support foundations that can do that. I know Toneli Melo Foundation is doing a lot of that. MTN Foundation is doing a lot of that. Some of them are propping up and popping up and doing
Yeah.
this great service to humanity, because this is our future,
Yeah.
so we
Yeah.
mouth political mantra, they are leaders of tomorrow, and then all you do is just look for how to cheat them
Yeah.
out of their future, by stealing what is not enough, you know.
Mm.
So this is a good
Mm.
one. I believe it's a good one.
Mm.
I would like to see more creativity from government. You know,
Yeah.
I'll give you an instance of what I mean. The past administration in Lagos under Ambode, they had the
Mm.
plan to make Yaba the IT hub of Lagos. So the whole
Yes.
Yeah.
idea
Mm.
is to strengthen the IT infrastructure and the electricity in that immediate environment so that people who are
Mm-hmm.
interested in tech
Mm.
and cyber can have a hub
Yeah.
to develop their ideas, you know? So we need
Yeah.
to challenge government to be more creative in their
Yeah,
approach.
you're right.
We claim, for instance, that we don't have electricity and it's stifling our industries. Isn't there a way
Mm.
they can develop electricity in some specific areas, so that it can help the productivity in those areas flourish? So
Mm. Mm.
the awards are good, the prize money is good, but government has to be more creative in its approach to
Yeah.
these things.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
I have some
Mm.
additional comments.
Okay.
First, on the what you mentioned that the award was detribalized. I don't know how to say this in English, but ole dear, like they should have done or something else. Of course, they should have done that. We should not congratulate them for doing something that they're not normally supposed to do. Ole dear, if they don't do it, that's first.
Translate,
Second, my
please.
second
Translation, please.
of course they had to. That's translation. I think that's the
Okay.
translation.
It's
Of
That's
okay,
course they
no
had
that's
to.
problem. Go
a,
ahead.
If you don't, if you don't, you are getting punishment for that.
that's a millennial ad boss. Go on.
No,
Second,
you agreed.
my
Agreed.
second
Agreed. Yeah. Mhm.
my second point is I'm hopeful that this what they were trying to do with this 10 million cash gifts is not to encourage anybody, because I feel like it will have the effect of discouraging everybody else that doesn't get that first position, because that first position is
Mhm.
hard to get, and I'm happy for her. But if everybody else that is below her, first top 20, maybe like a school of I don't know how many, what, class of 1,000 something, those people are going to be discouraged even though they've done excellently well. I feel like there should have
Mhm.
been prizes for third to fourth class, like Mr.
Yeah, we said
Ojekunle
so
was
earlier. You're right. Very right. Yeah, for me.
so it doesn't discourage. I'm hopeful that maybe it's just like a recognition to recognize what she has done. That's what our label is. It cannot be encouraging anybody. Just recognize her efforts. Thirdly, this one is I'm speaking directly to Miss Nwosu, just in case that somebody did not tell you. Now that you have 10 million naira, please don't go and waste it. Please use some of it for your debts, like maybe 10% for your debts if you have any.
Mhm.
Save 10% for like your emergency fund or something, because you don't know what will happen in the future. Only use like small of it, because the thing is paining me, because I know that 10 million in your hand can feel like a lot. Please don't spend all of it at once, just in case. Many thanks. All right, that's
Okay.
it.
That's financial advice from a budding financial advisor. Um, it's great. On your second point, I think this is the showpiece. This is the highlight of the ceremony. That's why they are concentrating the money
Okay.
on her. I think there will be other
Mm.
compensatory prizes
Okay,
to
okay.
other. I mean, you
Yes, you
graduated. You also had a first
yeah,
class.
they gave me
They,
prize
they
too.
gave a prize too. So there are people who will get
Wow.
compensatory things, second
The price
runner up, and
was the price up to 10 million.
It was no, it
uh,
was not.
I didn't
I
see
was
it.
eyeing I was
Uh,
eyeing the person that got first overall. I was angry at her for like the entire
so
2 weeks.
that's why you say it's not exactly encouraging anybody, But I think the second
Oh,
place
come on.
because it's another. But I'm so proud of you.
Thank
Even
you.
though no cash,
Thank you.
excellence begets excellence, and
Congratulations. Yeah, big one.
that's four
Big
years ago,
one.
I think.
It's not 4 years old.
Uh,
Like
Now
7 years ago,
7 years.
2018.
I'm sorry.
uh,
I'll be
I,
2019.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. I didn't know.
You forgot that your daughter is a big girl.
I don't know. I don't know.
Ah,
Okay. Let's move on. This is a sad one. Number
okay. Yes, it's
mm,
sad one. Bauchi mob kills man over alleged dog theft. A disturbing case of jungle justice in Bauchi has left one man dead and another critically injured, all over an alleged dog theft. Alleged dog theft. The police say 38-year-old Doka Danladi and a man simply known as Peter were attacked by youths in Lushi area late Tuesday night. While Danladi is recovering, Peter was dead at the scene. Was found dead at the scene. Police have vowed to bring the perpetrators to justice. CP Sani Omalori Aliyu condemned the act, warning that no one has the right to take the law into their own hands. Was this mob justice or madness?
Complete madness.
We were just talking about jungle justice like
Yeah,
how
2 weeks
many
ago.
yes.
Yeah.
It's
And those ones, they even had genuine allegation against them. This one is because they allegedly stole a dog.
could there be something missing from this story? Because how do you kill a person over a dog?
You know, maybe they didn't plan to kill, maybe they just want to beat them, and then they got carried away and all that. I don't know how you kill somebody because of because of a dog.
The
You know,
dog.
Slapping a person over
they were
dog.
a dog. I mean,
That's a
I
sad
mean,
story. It's
even
madness,
animal
right?
lovers can it's madness, complete madness. And you see, it all boils down to, as Akindamola would say, it all boils down to failed governance. You know, when people
Mm,
are
mm.
frustrated about things, the depression is so high. Any avenue for outburst, you just overdo it.
Yeah.
Yes, they overdo it. They overdo it.
You know, how do you kill? It's likely a local dog. Now, even if it's a foreign dog or
Maybe
whatever
it was
they
like a
call it,
beloved
you
family
know,
dog or something.
I mean, so it was stolen, not that it was killed. Okay, collect your dog back and just give the guy a
And then
slap
you
on the
kill the
back.
people. No, they probably have been gunning for those guys before. They got an
Oh,
opportunity to do what they wanted to do. Because I do not think what because of a dog you kill the person, right?
kill a
No,
Yeah, like you said, there's some undercurrents or some
there will be.
backgrounds this story that
Uh-uh,
we're not seeing.
Mm.
uh-uh.
well, let the
Why is not because
Bauchi
of a dog?
work hard, work hard. We want to follow up on the story and know what happened to them. Justice for the killers of dog stealers. You know, we
Yeah.
have
Mm,
to
And you
find.
know, we have to condemn any form of jungle justice. It's
It's
Yes.
a
really
bad
true.
horrible,
thing. Yeah.
horrible. You
Even
know,
if the person stealed or did anything, I mean, the person needs to go through the criminal
the cause
justice
of
system.
justice.
Mm-hmm,
Yes.
mm-hmm. Face the
There's
music.
there's no right
Wow.
way to describe it. You can't do jungle justice and say the cause of
You
justice
know,
has been served. No, no, it's wrong. You have worsened the case.
you
You
have.
You just mentioned follow up now. I just remembered something. That thing that those military guys went to
yeah,
disco to do.
yeah. There's
Has
a
there been
follow up.
any?
Yeah,
There
there's been
has.
some kind of resolution. A general, a lieutenant general, came on air to say that the people involved will be dealt with. They had a
Okay.
camera pic of
Mm.
them. They started arranging how to pay their debt back, giving them what they call that thing, that meter, prepaid meter,
Okay.
so that they don't have
Okay.
won't have anything. They will be paying, and
No, I
there's
even mean those people that were beaten. Those journalists and stuff that were beaten. That they beat them up and stuff.
during the attack,
Yes.
they said they will do disciplinary action
Okay.
against
Okay.
them.
Okay. All
You
right.
know, we don't know how far that has gone, but they
Okay.
said they will face their military justice system.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay.
Can we now move on, madam?
Yes. Yes, sir. We'll move on now. Okay. NERC slams 628 million naira fine on 8 discos for overbilling. That's a nice
It's a
segue.
sweet story.
Okay, 8 electricity
Yeah,
distribution companies,
yeah.
including Ikeja, Eco, and Abuja discos, have
I
been
read
fined a
that.
whopping 628 million by the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NERC) for overbilling unmetered customers, violating the 2020 Energy Cap Directive. The regulator says customers must be credited for the excess charges by May 15. This move is part of efforts to protect consumers and enforce fairness. But will it bring relief to long suffering Nigerians tired of paying for darkness?
To go some
Mm.
way, go some
You
way.
will start somewhere.
Well,
They should pay them back what they've stolen from them. They remind me of the NEPA of yore. We didn't have all this electronic whatever, whatever. They just come there, they just bill. They just look at your building and assess it and walk away. You don't know what the bill is, and the next day you hang a paper hanging on your door. You
Oh
know,
my
and that's a very very risky and dangerous thing to be doing in this age of 2025. So it was a good thing they have those people, but we want to know them. Give us a list, make the list available. Let's know them.
Let's
Expose them.
let's
If
see the
you
receipt.
ask me, NAC is not being wholly sincere about this thing. Why? Because in our electricity sector, there is so much corruption going on. If you want to be sincere about lightening the burden of the consumer, meter everybody. Make sure
Yeah,
every consumer
Yeah,
has a
yeah,
meter.
true.
Now, NAC originally was championing it that meters should be free. Later, we found out that they have a connection with the 10 companies that supply meters in Nigeria. In other words, the federal government has a hand in selling meters to consumers. Now, one meter costs about 180,000 naira, a
About it,
prepaid.
yes, sure. Yeah.
My God. And you see how the trend goes on. There are a large number of people who can't afford to buy that meter, and they have to suffer the estimated bill scam because I mean
Mm,
estimated bills are scam. If you measure the
very
amount
true.
of electricity you use when you have a meter, you measure how much you're paying every month when you are getting an estimated bill, you'll be
The
shocked.
rip-off. The rip-off, yes. You're very correct about that. I draw back a bit on that because yes, you are right. Neck needs to wake up and remove their sentiments from their neck. They have a big problem, big issue, big issue. And I hope it won't get to where we march on the streets because the issue of electricity is paining. It is paining. It has
It's
not
really
changed much. You service yourself, you service your house, you service your generator. You have to buy fuel standing by because it's a whole
It's
lot
a
of
horrible
problem.
situation.
It is horrible.
what
Uh,
I
It is
don't
horrible.
understand.
we transmission, for
What I don't
instance.
understand. Okay.
Mm,
Yeah, I was just going to chip in. Sorry, I was just going to chip in that they were able to add 2,000 megawatts to the 4,000 transmission that they met
yeah.
Yeah.
on ground. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they were celebrating it. So that means the whole of
Mm,
Nigeria now has 6,000 megawatts, which
mm.
Lagos alone, it won't be enough to power
Will not
Lagos
be enough.
alone.
Before,
Ordinarily, will not be enough.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
that's a shame. I was going
It
to
is a
say
big shame.
you give us, you are selling electricity. You sell it, you transmit into our houses your cable. Is your cable. It passes through the meter. Is your meter. It comes into my house. Then it becomes my light, and I begin to put my appliances there. Then you say, I will not pay for the meter that brings your light into my house. That's wickedness. I remember my mother-in-law's sister.
Mm,
She's a retiree, 80 something. She's a 80 something, and she lives in Surulere, a one-story building, about 3 rooms or 2 rooms. She doesn't have
mm,
AC. She doesn't have any heavy equipment, freezer, fridge, and stuff like that. And she'll be complaining about the bill. It was estimated, and it was like 250,000 a month for a
wow.
pensioner who
Maybe
hardly.
she's on band A. Band A.
But even if we're band double A, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
250,000. And she will be complaining that what light she using? And half of the
What have
month
I
there's no
done?
light.
You were like, yes, yes.
How is it possible? Give me this prepaid meter. Then it was around 50 something thousand. And they said no,
Hmm.
they will bring it. It's free, it's this and that. Till we are speaking, I don't think they have brought the something. And so at a point in time, the woman removed the whole light that they should not give her light again.
yes.
That she doesn't want any light. They still brought
It
the
wasn't
money
what I
still
said.
increased.
Yes,
Increase the following following month. It's wickedness. And they will say you
it
go
is.
and go write letter to their head office, write letter to their this, letter. It's this the we have a problem. We have a problem. I mean, anyone that governs this country has a problem, man. There are too much problems. Too
Too
much.
much.
Sometimes I like to think of what it would be like to be not president for a day, but somewhere around power for a week.
I don't want you to die
Just
young. Leave that thing. I don't want to clamor to be political leader.
no,
It's
just
a
to I want
terrible
to
thing to
see
do.
I want to see how it is because I'm over here, I'm complaining, I'm proposing solutions, but I cannot
If you
propose
love
properly if
excellence, if you love to give service, reputable service, equitable service, if you love to see something progress, don't join politics. Don't be a political
that's such a
leader because they will frustrate your
black
life.
mark on
You
Nigeria.
will review your life and realize that you are not a human being again. You can't function like human being.
But really, I feel like if not that it was Nigeria, one of my great desires would be to be in politics, to be able
Uh,
to change
I will
policy and
pray it
stuff.
out of your life. Let's move on.
To
We know
change
that that would be
policies. To, no, they didn't say change policies.
yeah.
Yeah, imagine pipe dream. That's what they call pipe dream.
I know, I know. But
It's
Okay,
a whole, it's a quagmire. It's one
It is
thing
a
for you to have
quagmire,
a
yeah.
policy,
It is a
very
and
quagmire,
it's
sad.
yeah.
another for the policy to be implemented to the letter.
Abi?
okay, let's move on to number 6.
Okay, cheaper petrol on the horizon as Dangote resumes naira sales. Yay! Okay, good news for motorists across Nigeria. Petrol prices may soon drop nationwide. The Dangote refinery has resumed selling petrol to marketers in naira, slashing its loading cost from 880 to 865 per litre. This change follows the federal government's directive to reinstate the naira for crude agreement with local refiners. With major depots like MRS and Ardova expected to adjust their pump prices to about 910 per litre, relief may be
Mm,
on the way for consumers. But not
mm,
everyone's smiling. Marketers who bought at the old rates are now selling at a loss.
mm-hmm,
Analysts say the move rekindles competition in the fuel market, especially with global crude prices dipping. However, some marketers are worried about the financial strain of frequent price shifts. So, will this truly lead to long term fuel affordability or just a temporary breather?
mm.
Temporary breather, if you ask me. Because if
Yeah.
we're to be realistic, unless they really organize the sector, the fluctuation will continue.
Abi?
Dangote has the power to actually change the price. But again,
Mm-hmm.
government is wary of giving him too much of that power. So you have an interplay of forces. You have the private marketers who will look at the best option for themselves, see where they can make the most money, and opt for that option, not
Mm.
caring what the outcomes are for the
Yeah.
masses.
Yes.
So there's a lot of politics behind this, and I don't think we should really be celebrating what Dangote is doing. He's in business. He's there to make his money. He will fix a price and a condition that will suit him first before he thinks of the Nigeria populace.
Yeah.
I am
I
concerned. I'm
yeah.
concerned. I'm concerned about the frivolity. I mean, the capacity for frivolity. That someone could just wake up and say, from this weekend, we are no longer exchanging crude oil with you for naira. I mean, for naira, we are now going to take dollar. And I'm sure the federal government was not in the know. Somebody just woke up and said, "Okay, we are no longer selling this thing to you at naira." Because for the federal government to now come back and have a federal executive council meeting to say no, this must continue, and it's not only continue, it must not be a temporary thing, and you could see the reshufflement that they made in the NNPC board and all that in the past 2 weeks. Somebody just woke up and
Mm-hmm.
said they will not sell again, and you just caused the field that Nigerians depend on to go up,
Yeah.
just politically, without anybody being punished for it. It's not right. They should just
It's
not change them. They should prosecute them. How do you do that? You just add problem upon problem upon problem. You
Who are
know?
you referencing? This one is it Dangote or
No, no, no. The someone within the NNPC structure or within the petroleum structure decided that they will no longer sell in naira. What they agreed to sell at the beginning of the year.
Mm.
Now government had to now reverse it I said, no, we continue to sell, not only temporary, but that means there's an interplay of power play within that structure.
I think
There
we've all
is.
go
There
True,
back
is.
to this
true, true.
You
stable
know,
governance.
And I want to believe I'm not within the presidency, but I want to believe that probably will be one of the reasons why there's a cleanup in that area, because I've always
gentlemen,
wondered. Somebody
please, we have
said,
a call. We have a caller. Let's welcome our caller. Who am I talking with, please?
Welcome, welcome.
Good morning. Yes, who am I speaking with? Good morning. Okay, good morning. Let's have your views. Okay.
Increase it.
To their own political advantage. Ask me why and how. What is going to do?
Can
What
you
it means
hear?
is that I cannot call Top FM and Top Radio to request for that song. This goes to anybody in Makodi village, this goes to anybody in
Yeah.
APC, whatever.
Yeah.
But people who would have access to it on the internet platform, that could be much limited to the people who will have access to it if it were on radio.
Yeah.
So that's an advantage to them.
Mm.
So that's it. Let's look at that. Now, on the issue of petrol you're talking about, it's not right. If you don't blame the president is the minister of petroleum. And apart from the NNPC, there is a special committee headed by the chairman of the FIRS,
Okay.
Black Adedeji,
Okay.
who was the one, administering the first initial 6 month deal, Naira for crude deal.
Okay.
The time, that period was, it was over 6 months. And that is the reason that particular arrangement was terminated. If you wanted to blame anybody, you blame at least for responsibility sake. The president, number one, is the minister of petroleum.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, he had a special committee headed by Black Adedeji, the FIS chairman,
Mm-hmm.
who was overseeing that deal. At the point of excavation, what they could have done before that time was to have maybe elongate that particular contract or do something else. But initially, even the president is not interested in giving Nigeria good energy costs. You get it now? Where are we in progress today?
Yeah.
We are talking about NEPA, we are talking about now it's petroleum. Imagine if that petrol is being sold for 300 naira. You know the multiplier effect going to happen.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
true.
On the economy.
yeah,
Travel from, for instance, now Lagos to Ibadan. You fill your time about 50,000 naira. This
Mm.
will not even be enough to
Mm.
have food on the road.
Mm.
So I think the president was clear about this, and the problem started from the word from the first he made his own statement.
Yeah.
Without even looking at the situation of things,
On ground.
no
Yeah.
strategy,
Yeah.
no benefit about what have you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you try to plan a plan to build, that is why we are here today. I rest my case. Thank you.
Well rested, my brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. And it's true when you put
nice.
all the sectors together, all the industries together, you can see that is a mix up of mash
Mismatch.
of
Yeah.
Yeah.
so much problems.
Yeah.
Is that the correct grammar?
For instance, MRS
So many problems.
MRS loaded at 880 something, 880 something on Wednesday. Then on Thursday,
Mm.
when the federal government said, please, this cash something must continue, then Dangote said, okay, this thing is brought down to 865. So the guy that loaded 888, how is he going to sell? Is he going to sell at a loss?
It's a loss. He has
Because
to
it's
sell
crazy.
it, oh. He has to
It's not
sell like that. Otherwise, he can't
You know,
drink it. He has to
it's
sell
not
it.
fair. And he's a guy that
He's
works
lost
so hard
money.
at
He's lost
communicating to
money.
people to come apply the cheap price and all that stuff. It's not good. That's a lot of money wasted. You
And
know?
Yeah.
there are some parts of the country where the pump price has not even shifted. You'll be shocked. At the
Mm.
point it went down to 850, 870 in Lagos. But in Ogun
Yeah.
State, in Ota, which is right next to Lagos, they were still selling at 900 and something. You know,
Wow.
Mm.
so you wonder really what's going on.
You're not in Lagos now.
one of my
Yeah, yeah.
colleagues.
We are not in Lagos. Yeah. Yeah, outside
One of
Lagos.
my colleagues was just telling me that all this one I'm complaining about in Lagos, that is still good. That at least there's still access and then you can still have plenty petrol stations to go into and
Yeah,
there are different prices you can meet.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think she was talking about somewhere in the east that the prices are high and
yeah. The
that
east and
they are
north.
far between. So you still have to be looking for where to get what you are looking for and it's still like high, at
Yeah,
a high
yeah,
price.
Yes, we are
yeah.
saying we should not complain
No,
too much.
definitely complain because it's still bad, but I'm saying, other people have it, it's even
No,
worse.
usually because of the topography, there can
Yeah.
be consistent prices and all that. We understand that, but you see, Mr. President, you can't be sleeping on your handle. The caller
I,
made a reference to the fact that the president should have woken up to the fact that this thing should have been extended or removed.
not him, his advisors,
Or
the
removed.
advisors, Kiniko.
That's the point.
Once
That's
there's
a problem. But he's the one that chose the title. He says he's the petroleum minister, including presidency.
I forgot
So if you
that.
do double,
Hey
you know.
God, we have places. Oh, Father God.
Okay, let's move on to the
Yes,
Edo
let
story.
us
Yes.
just give me a minute, please. The problems of Nigeria don't lose my way.
You not lose
I
your
will not
way.
lose my way. Okay,
Yes.
I watched my friends burn alive. Why do we have these kinds of stories? I watched my
Okay.
friends burn alive. Survivor of Edo massacre speaks. A heart-wrenching story of
Wow.
survival and national shock. Abubakar Shehu is the lone survivor of a brutal attack in Edo State, where 16 northern hunters were murdered by vigilantes. That's that one from that day.
Mm,
The group was returning from a hunting trip in the south, where they were ambushed, beaten, and burned. Hiding in fear, Abubakar listened to the cries of his dying friend before escaping under the cover of darkness. The killings have ignited ethnic tensions, with rights group and President Tinubu condemning the violence. So far, 14 suspects have been arrested, and governors of both states are calling for calm. The root causes? Years of mistrust, vigilante justice, and a country struggling with insecurity. For the victims' families, only justice will bring peace.
okay.
Mm.
So the question we should be asking ourselves will be: should vigilante groups be disbanded, or are they necessary in the absence of strong policing? So we want you to. We have a few minutes. We barely can have any any other call. Gentlemen, this will be your last statement today. Speak to this issue as you say your bye bye.
I think that I think I'm worried about the vigilante structure. Is it a structural problem for me? When you give them thumbs up to act or to perform, the structure gets warped up. In the midst of the vigilantes, you don't have clean people, so to speak, with due respect. There are usually fallouts from political issues, and people need to be somewhere doing something, so you find them there. Okay, well, will they be strong enough to sit as state police or do the functions of the state police? Definitely not. That we need community build from that area for security. It's expected and needed in this situation where even the military force itself cannot boast of holding security down in every nook and cranny of Nigeria. So they are very necessary in the local suburbs. They need them because somehow you notice if you go back a little bit back, some of them have been very helpful in curbing headsmen attack, in curbing robbers, they're daring robbers. They've been very helpful in those areas. And they know the people know them. So it's just for us to own that structure and refine those structures and make them perform. It's a tough work if we can. If they can do it, it will be fine. But when you put the
Thank
state police in, they'll take orders from the governor and things about becomes political. I don't have enough time to go into that area. Because somehow along the
Yes,
line, even as now, governors they don't have control over the police within their locality. They don't have it. They take
yes,
directives from the center, yeah, for anything in that
yeah.
in Lagos, any state. So I feel that's a little bit weak. So there must be a new configuration of the structures of the security NABs and the police. The police must make them work and let them work as well, because sometimes it gets warped up. We don't have enough time, in fact, to talk about it. It's
Yes.
a big issue.
Alex, 1 minute.
Yeah, I agree totally with what Mr. T said. And, in Ogun State, we have the Vigilante Association of Nigeria, and they actually are most of the night guards in Ota belong to that association. And they report directly, they work directly with the police. They are allowed to carry arms at some level, but everything has to be approved through a proper channel. So, like Mr. T said, we need the vigilantes. We don't have enough police to cover the nation. So
Thank
those
you,
forces
Alex.
will help. Yeah.
Thank you, Alex. I say on behalf of Mr. T, Alex Ogundadegbe, we have filled our form to the end today. Thank you so much for joining us. Tamilore, thank you so much. Esi-Ìfẹ, Arogundade is over there. Thank you so much for joining us. And our caller, our lone caller, who spoke very brilliantly, eloquently. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope to hear more from you out there next week. I wish that our country can be like the ones in our dreams,
Mm,
so that we will live in a
yes.
land not just of plenty, but of peace and prosperity. So pray on that, and what you pray on may come true. Yes, in your lifetime and mine. Have a wonderful weekend. See you next week. Goodbye.
Bye bye. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Shotgun.
Okay, bye.
Alex, we see you later today.
By the grace of God.
Is end stream I click, Abby?
What is it?
End stream.
Yes.